Now, you've probably seen many videos like this, and I'm not going to go through the basics. You can find those on many other videos, and I'm sure you know what they are. In this video, I'm just going to give you something that not you haven't heard of before, but something you just haven't thought about well enough. So the first one I'm going to give you is you need to have the ability to be bored. We live in an attention market, right? At an age where everyone's attention is just being fought for by everything, and you on your own phone right now, like you're struggling to like not click off the video and just go on onto YouTube Shorts and that sort of thing. So the ability to be bored, to just sit down, like can you sit down and stare at your wall for like 30 minutes? Are you able to do that? Do you have the capacity to do that? Because I can guarantee you, most people don't have that, right? And the people that do, they're able to sit down and actually work and then achieve all the things they want to achieve. Like that is the foundation of being successful, right? Because you're sitting there doing monotonous work that you're doing over and over and over again. And if you're getting stimulated by watching TikToks or even just eating like really calorie dense food, you know, you're getting stimulated in every way you can. And then you're watching on the hub and that sort of thing. It's difficult to sit down and do something that's boring. So the one is you need to have the ability to be bored. Just cut out all the crap from your life and just make yourself bored, right? Bring your baseline dopamine levels back to normal, right? And then when you're working, it's not going to be as difficult. Okay, the second one I'm going to give you, which is interlinked with the first one, I actually mentioned it, it's deep work, right? You need to have the ability to sit down and just focus on your work. Do focused work, not working while you're watching on your phone and that sort of thing, but focused work where you're sitting down and you're completely focused on your task and your brain is just completely consumed in that task and you want to enter what is called a flow state. Now, I initially learned about this a couple of years ago about athletes, right? You have athletes who, the top performing athletes, they get into flow state a lot. And flow state is just basically where everything just flows, right? It's very simple. You're kind of like going through the motions, but not in a negative way. You're enjoying it, right? It just comes naturally, and you're loving it, right? So you want to enter flow state when you're doing deep work. Your 4 hours, which is my capacity. I've learned that the capacity for a person who performs at the highest level to do deep work is 4 hours before your brain just starts shutting down or whatever it is. So those 4 hours will just fly very, very quickly. Okay, then the third one is you need to have the ability to move with speed. Now, this one, my favorite clip is like Andrew Tate. He has a clip where he's saying when a rocket is flying out to space, it doesn't pause in the middle, right? It keeps going because it needs to keep building the momentum. And as a young man, you need to build that momentum. And that is essential. Another thing that ties in with this that I heard was from Patrick Bet-David. He was talking about how the one thing that separates top performing entrepreneurs from like everyone else, or just successful people from everyone else, is their ability to move with speed, right? When there's a new trend coming in or whatever it is, when they see an opportunity, they bang on, they move. They don't waste time procrastinating. They don't waste time trying to see. If they see an opportunity, they take it. And those are the people that get rewarded in life, in business and in life, right? You need to move with speed. Take advantage of opportunities, right? If you found self-improvement, right? You don't want to be that guy that's going to be looking back 10 years from now and you're like, oh, I started watching self-improvement videos back then, but I didn't really do anything, right? You want to be that guy that's like, oh, you found self-improvement now, right on it. You're consistent, you're pushing, you know the good habits, you've seen the light, now you're just doing it. 2 years from now, you've made so much progress, your life's completely flipped, right? You haven't wasted a minute, right? You want to move with speed. Now, the fourth one is consistency, right? You hear this all the time, consistency, but it is the most important. Like speed and consistency, forget it. You're going to win. You're going to win in life. And again, going back to Patrick Bet-David, there's this. I actually made a video on this. You can go watch it. You should find it somewhere. I forgot the title, but he was talking. It was a seminar he had, and he was talking to like entrepreneurs, and he was saying that going into the year, there's three different types of people, right? There's going to be the 80%. They're the people that are going to start. They're going to start off averaging a 7 out of 10 day, right? Like their days will be like 7 out of 10s if you to rate them. And then they just quickly drop off, right? And then their bottom like 100 days of the year will be 0 out of 10s, right? And the idea is that the bottom 100 days are the most important. It's not about how well you can do at your best. It's about how low are you going at your worst, right? And then you're saying the second group is the top 10%. He didn't exactly say it like this. I was looking at the graph, it was different, but this is how I understood it, and it explains the concept well. You have the 10%, the top 10%. They're the ones who start off at 8 out of 10 with the average days, right? And then throughout the year, the lowest they go is a 6 out of 10. And I was looking at that and I was like, that's where I want to be, right? If my bottom 100 days of the year are 6 out of 10s, you can achieve so much. Like you can really achieve so much. And then you're talking about the top 1% who are like the top performers, your billionaires, your 9-figure earners, right? They are the ones who they start off at the top like a 9 out of 10. The start of the year, because everyone's motivated, they start off with a 9 out of 10, and the lowest they ever go throughout the whole year is an 8 out of 10. And that's what you want to aim for. And that's consistency, right? Consistency is very flipping important, right? And then the last one is your ability to be patient. Okay, that's something I've been learning in the last like couple of years, like patience. Consistency and patience are sort of, they're interlinked, right? But the thing about consistency is when we think about consistency, we're thinking at it when we're sitting and, you know, we're planning everything. We're like, okay, I'm going to be consistent. And then you're just not consistent. And a big reason why people quit is they're not patient, right? I also made another video where I was just saying like, I've accepted that I'm in a transition period and everything's not going to be perfect right now, right? And I'm just accepting that I'm learning the trade. I'm still young. I'm still rough around the edges, and I'm figuring myself out, right? So you need to have patience. You need to be okay with just like things just not looking great. You need to be okay with working for flipping 3 months and nothing just going your way. But you know, okay, as long as my bottom 100 days of the year are 6 out of 10s, I'll be successful this year, next year, whatever it is. But you need to be patient because it gets very difficult. That's one of the biggest reasons people quit. It's because they lose sight of the bigger vision and they don't have patience. So those are the 5 habits you need to become successful. That's all I got for this video. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button down below to join the Self-Improvement Brotherhood. And until next time, I'll see you boys.